All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoops' company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show.
All right, the fine print's out of the way, and it's time to roll with the show here. We're back, and we're live once again. You are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And as I look into the chat, people are already piling in. Good grief, I can't even keep track already. It's flying over here. I see the Bills are in, Pear, Gordon. So it looks like we've got, there's Pat, Suki, Homefinder, Miss Tam, Chuck, Ken, Dirk. So we've got Washington, Florida, Ohio. They're dropping in from all over the place. Great to see. So welcome back, everyone. First and foremost, our links in the description. Our friends at Shooters and Prospectors. Chuck Smalley, the man with the plan, the dealer of choice, the one we promote here. Multi-line dealer, don't forget that, folks, including Nokta Makro. Gotta remember that. Our friends over at XTREME Scoops, our friends at DETECTEES. Ken and Mark, Darth and Buddy and the gang doing a great job with the Beyond Sight and Sound shirts and apparel. Always great to see, and we appreciate everyone that shows their support with them as well. The contest still runs on the Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group for those that do have the shirts, so make sure and keep an eye out on that. We'll be doing a drawing for that soon as well. So for everyone else, obviously, you've seen the posts, you've seen the promos. Been working on this for a little bit, battling time zones, ponds, countries, all sorts of stuff. But tonight, we've actually got Dilek from Nokta Makro Detectors that she has had the opportunity to attend the Florida hunt. They were doing a lot of talking, a lot of showing off the products. You guys have seen the go lives. I know I've shared one about the PulseDive, and we've actually gotten things set in place where we could sit down and speak with her tonight, hear what the information is that she has to share. And also, this is kind of a twofer for people, because this will carry over then tomorrow night to Detect America, for those that follow the Detect America live streams and Facebook Go Lives. So you guys and gals are going to get to hear all about the Anfibio, Nokta Makro, what's going on. It's just going to be a very exciting show. So without any beating around or anything, let's get the guest in here too. How's it going, Dilek?
Good. How are you? Hello, everybody, all the listeners out there.
It's going very well.
Okay, good. I'm here in Florida, like you said. I'm very happy to be here, actually. I don't know if everybody knows this. Some people may not, but I lived in America for more than 15 years. I'm an American citizen, a very proud American citizen, and this is my second home, so I love coming back to America from time to time. And but this was I came here for many times for business, but I actually came here for a hunt for the first time. And I attended the Florida Metal Detecting Club's hunt yesterday. We were the platinum sponsor, and it was really great. We had a great time.
Nice. So if you're enjoying the time over here with the interaction of the hunt, is this something that we can hope to see more from Nokta Makro in the future as far as attending different hunts in the U.S.?
Definitely. I mean, that's the plan. But then again, of course, I have to work on it with my team because, as you can imagine, we have a huge distance.
Right.
It's very difficult for us to fly here for every hunt. But we'll pick and choose some hunts, and we'll try to come here and attend more hunts. I love doing it, but then again, like I said, it's hard. It's hard because it takes us 10.5 hours from Istanbul to JFK alone. And imagine, attending a hunt on the West Coast, so, but definitely, we're going to be working on it. I mentioned this at the presentation that I, gave yesterday at the hunt. America, USA is going to be our focus this year and in the upcoming years. And, of course, it's a big market. It's a big market for metal detectors. But then again, personally, because I'm an American citizen myself and I love talking to Americans and I love talking to American customers, I'm going to be focusing a lot more in trying to understand what the U.S., based customers need here.
Nice. Well, and that's what we've seen in previous years, is that Nokta Makro is becoming more and more of a force in the industry, and they're pushing, and we're seeing just new releases. They're being very innovative, very creative, but yet very powerful machines that are working quite well in the field. We're seeing it time after time after time. The finds show that the machines work very, very well.
Thank you. Of course, a lot of engineering and a lot of, marketing, a lot of things go into these detectors before we come out with them, a lot of testing. But yes, we are being maybe a little too aggressive, but we need to because we're a younger company compared to our competition. And I've said this many times, and I'm going to repeat it again. The competition may have the luxury to walk, but we have to run to catch up and to pass, hopefully.
Right. Yeah. It's sometimes we see with some of the manufacturers, they get kind of comfortable, I guess you could say, where they're not pushing quite as hard. So when we see companies like Nokta Makro and the things that they're releasing, it's very refreshing in the community, the industry, the hobby, because it forces the other people that, hey, we need to get back on top of our game if we want to remain in the race, so to speak, because it is a technological race, and in the end, we all win.
I agree. I agree totally. And I always say this, competition is good. You know what I mean? I mean, we respect competition and we want competition. You know, because if there's no competition, you know, like you said, companies would just get comfortable, and it would really, then it would really do no good to the end users out there. So let's say today we come out with one product, and then my competitor will come out with another product 3 months, 6 months down the road. Then it will push me to think more, to research more, you know what I mean, to come out with another product with better features, with better pricing, whatever it is. And at the end user will win. Basically.
Right. It inspires and motivates the manufacturers to strive to go that extra mile.
Exactly.
Very nice. So I guess for those who may not realize, let's give a quick rundown of Nokta Makro, because before we had Nokta and we had Makro, and now we're just all in one company, and with that merger, we've seen some great things come along.
Exactly. I mean, I'll try to make this short. So years ago, Nokta and Makro were two separate companies owned by two brothers, and they were literally competing with each other. So there were two manufacturers based in Turkey, two brothers competing with each other. And then I believe it was end of 2014. One of the brothers sold his company, Makro, basically. The older brother who owned Makro sold Makro to Nokta. And then we became one company end of 2014. However, we kept the brand separate. And the only reason for that was the distribution channels were different. So Nokta had its own distributors, certain distributors and dealers, you know, in certain countries, and the same thing, you know, was true for Makro. And these distributors, in most cases, wanted to keep the brand to themselves. So we kept the brand separate for a few years, but what was happening is, let's say we came out with the Racer, which was branded under Makro, then the Nokta distributors were very upset and were demanding a similar product so that they could sell. But then it was becoming really hard for the engineering department, and as well as for myself, for sales and marketing. You know, it was bringing us a lot of extra work to make similar products for two different brands. And to be honest with you, I never liked that approach. You know what I mean? If you're going to come out with something, I want it to be really different, really unique, not too similar. We never actually came out with repackaged products at all. It was always different, but then again, similar in many ways. So we had to really put a stop to that. And I was really a big advocate of branding the products under, one brand, and so that we could actually spend more time on developing unique products, different products, rather than trying to feed the two brands with similar products. And finally, we did it in September last year. We combined the brands, and we just called it Nokta Makro. We thought of dropping one of the brands, let's say drop Makro and just continue with Nokta, or vice versa. But then again, it was a little risky because in some countries, for some reason, they see Nokta as the premium brand and Makro as the, a lower brand for some reason that I could never understand, or in other countries, the situation was just the reverse, that Makro was the higher brand, Nokta was the lower, whatever. So we decided to just combine them and call it Nokta Makro. It's a little hard to remember and say. As a marketing person, to be honest with you, I don't think it's the most ideal thing to do, but it's just we had to do it that way.
Well, and that works out, I guess, in the long run, in a sense of some consumers out there are brand loyal, and if you do away with one name, they may not make the transition over to the other one. So it's good in that aspect.
Yeah.
Definitely. And we've seen, Detective All
you were quite a presence there as well. The go lives that I've seen and the announcements that were being made with some of the equipment that you guys were coming out with at that point in time and everything. I believe the last one I saw.
Wait. Are you talking about the detectable that just happened yesterday?
No.
Or detectable September detectable? Because I don't know if you're aware, but there was detectable, spring detectable. They did a spring version of the detectable this year,
Right.
and it was yesterday. And actually, I was supposed to be there, but it just happened to be on the same date as the Florida hunt, and I had promised the Florida guys that I was going to be here, so I, chose to be here. So I sent my team to the spring detectable, and but I guess you're talking about the September one, right? By the way,
Right.
speaking of the spring detectable that happened yesterday, I don't know if you guys heard, but there was a big discovery of a hoard. A big hoard was discovered in the UK. Did you hear about that?
Nice. I had not.
You should really watch it. So they discovered a big hoard, like gold coins, like silver coins. It's a huge discovery. Archaeologists were out there. The museum was there. The excavators, the machines were digging in, and the discovery was made by 4 guys. 2 of them were swinging cruisers. One of them was swinging a Deus, and one of them was swinging an Equinox. And it's great.
Nice. So
Yeah.
it's kind of a group credit thing then.
Yes, exactly.
Nice. Very cool. I will have to go back and check that out. But
If you go to the Searcher, the magazine Searcher, the Searcher in the UK, if you go to their Facebook page, they had it live. They were reporting live from the site. You should see it. It's very cool.
Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to check that out after the show, definitely. But no, I had been referring to the September one, I believe, where you were just starting to kind of announce that you were working on the PulseDive and all of that. You guys had the Anfibio there, obviously, like I'm sure you did at the Florida hunt. And it was very interesting. The crowd participation, everyone seemed interested in what Nokta Makro was up to, what they were coming out with next and everything, as I'm sure pretty much the same scenario this weekend in Florida.
Yes. With a little difference, the PulseDive was ready. We had a fully working, tested unit in our hands at the Florida hunt yesterday, and there was so much interest in it. Like you cannot imagine. Everybody was checking out the PulseDive, and I'm showing them the Anfibio, the cruiser, and they're like, no, let me see the PulseDive. I'm like, oh my God, I think it's because, I'm like, but, I'm trying to, I go, hey, listen, my Anfibio goes underwater too. They're like, yeah, very cool, but let me see that PulseDive.
So they're just kind of looking past the Anfibio.
Yeah, these guys here are so into beach hunting and diving and scuba diving and all that. They showed so much interest in the PulseDive. Like so many people came up to me asking me, "Can you sell that unit to me after the show?" I'm like, "No, I cannot. It's my only unit." They're like, "Please, I'll say whatever." Yeah, so there was so much interest in it. Thank God. I think it's going to do very well. Literally. I announced it to dealers and distributors around the world only just before I left for this trip, which is, last week, and we have a lot of pre-orders on it already. So, and we're hoping to start shipping the product before the end of the month to distributors around the world.
I'm sure there's been a very big interest in it. From what I've seen, it's a very well thought out unit. It seems like it's going to perform very well. And for the features and everything that you get in the package, I don't see anything in that price point range that'll touch it.
No. Basically, I don't know if listeners are familiar with the unit, but I'll just tell you shortly what it is. Basically, it's scuba detector and a pinpointer at the same time. So it's our patented design where, you take the scuba coil off and put the pointer coil on, and it becomes a pointer literally in seconds, And it's a waterproof, of course it's a waterproof unit, up to 200 feet. So it's a great item for divers. And it comes in this nice hard shell case, water resistant case. And it also comes with this belt holster for the pinpointer and also a security lanyard. And it has a rechargeable lithium battery. And it's available in 2 colors, and nice like bright yellow and black, and also only in black for those people who do not want it in color. Basically it's a unique product. There is nothing out there like that. And the price point on it, which is, I think, the killer part, is suggested retail price on it is $189. And but I'm sure in America especially, people will find it for less, because recently, for those people, who do not know, we recently changed our pricing policy, MAP policy for the U.S. We started to work with more distributors in the United States, and they signed up a lot of new dealers for us. So people are going to be seeing more Nokta Makro products around in the United States. And right now, the MAP price on our products will be 15% off the suggested MSRP. So which will bring it even down, and when I look at competition, which I don't really have a lot of competition for this product, the similar products, when I say similar, like just a scuba detector, sells around $189 in the United States right now, and that's just a scuba detector. Ours is a scuba detector and a pinpointer, and it comes in this nice case. So basically, people are getting a pinpointer for free with a scuba detector. And
right, I'm not seeing a
Thing,
downside.
yeah. So, and one more thing, actually, the unit has a built-in wireless, which means if they have our 2.4 gigahertz Green Edition headphones, it will connect with those headphones automatically.
Nice. Now, one question though about the PulseDive. We know that the PulseDive coil assembly, that's all submersible to 200 feet. With the wireless module in the pinpointer, how submersible is it? If you put the pinpointer coil on there, are you still submersible to 6 feet or 200?
Of course, it's the same thing. It's the same
thing.
The wireless module is in the control unit in the back part, okay? And it doesn't matter which coil you have on. The unit is waterproof up to 200 feet, but of course the wireless will not work underwater.
Right,
I mean, there's no touch technology, I would say.
Right, but the wireless is still the wireless is still a nice touch for the land hunters, so.
Yeah. So, but the whole unit, no matter which coil you have on, is submersible up to 200 feet.
Which should make it a very strong contender in the beach and water hunting category.
Yes. And one more thing I want to say, for those people who are not interested in the scuba detector, scuba coil part of it, the pinpointer we'll sell the pinpointer as a standalone pinpointer too. So, and the price point on that is $119 suggested retail.
That's very respectable for a standalone pinpointer. That's a very competitive price.
Yes. So, but that's going to be, I think that's available only in black color. But one more thing, let's say somebody buys a pinpointer today and they decide, okay, I should have bought the set. Why did I buy the set? Whatever. They don't have to worry about it. They can always buy the scuba coil. But of course, they're going to save money if they buy it as a set.
Right. Well, still, kudos, hats off to Nokta Makro for coming up with that. Very, very innovative.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And I imagine with it being a pulse unit, it's going to perform very well in the saltwater environment and mineralized beaches.
Yes, actually, we sent this unit to more than 30 testers around the world, and all the reports came in already. We did some minor tweaks on it after the feedbacks and everything, but so far so good. Everything is looking great, and we finalized the product. It doesn't have, it works great without any issues. And in salt water, no problem. It's a very actually stable unit, and it's a very it's looking deeper than I would say anything out there. That's what they're reporting. So we'll see. I hope our end users will love it too. And and we're very excited about this product.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I am as well. I'm very interested to see how that performs out in the field. It looks like it's going to be a strong contender, and that's what we like to see. We like to see what's working for people out there.
Sure.
I know, too, that we do have a number of listeners that are very, well as myself, I guess, that are very interested in hearing about the Anfibio.
The Anfibio, my favorite product. Well, I say this for every product, by the way. Now that I'm thinking about it. No, seriously, every time we come out with a product, it becomes my favorite product, you know. I mean, you should see me at the company. I mean, they make fun of me. Anytime we come out with a new product, I take it, I hug it, you know, I pet it like a pet, and they make fun of me all the time. They're like, oh, my Anfibio, my cruiser. I don't know. I treat them like they're my children or something. I don't know. But Anfibio, yeah, actually, it's been a great seller for us. It's been a great product, and I think it just does its job. You know what I mean? Cruiser, which is the product that we released just before the Anfibio, and that was released under the Makro brand. When we released the Cruiser, which was our first, waterproof detector up to 16 feet, we put a lot of thought into that, a detector. And at the same time, we were working on the Anfibio for the Nokta brand. So, because back then, like I said, it was Nokta, Makro, two separate brands, and we had to give Nokta a similar product because people were upset that, Nokta wasn't going to have a waterproof unit, whatever. But what we did was, based on all the feedbacks we got from the Cruiser, whatever people disliked, we tried to change that before we released the Anfibio. I mean, of course, there are still certain things that are similar about them, but we really tried our best to change certain things and, improve on them for the Anfibio. And I think it worked. And, today we get every day, like almost every day, seriously, I get an email from a user from, all around the world saying that, they love the Anfibio. It's the best detector they've used, that it's so solid, that it's so strong, robust, and that it feels good, it's sturdy, it's deep, it's very fast, and they found stuff that they, missed before with other detectors. And, yeah, it makes me really happy to get all these messages. It's a great unit.
Yeah, it does seem to be very responsive, good depth, great depth, actually, and excellent audio. And I think we've actually got Chuck on with us that he can attest from personal experience. How's it going, Chuck? Oh, maybe we don't have him on with us. Well.
Hey, Chuck.
Yeah, I thought we had him. I don't know what happened there. But, yeah, we've seen some great...
Chuck was supposed to be at that hunt yesterday. I thought I was going to meet him there. He didn't show up. So, Chuck, you better get on this call so you can tell me why you didn't show up.
Well, he has actually had some issues going on with the river kind of rising where he is, and
Oh, really?
Yeah, wanting to protect his property. You don't want to have to come home and be watching TV from an inflatable raft in your living room.
Yeah. No, okay. Then he has a good excuse. Okay, I'll forgive him. Okay.
Right.
But anyway, I mean, yeah, let's talk. I'm sure. Are you going to try to get him back on, or?
We'll see if he comes back in here.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, he is here.
Yeah, I made it.
Yes, you did.
Hi, Chuck.
And it sounds
Hi,
like
Dilek, how are you?
Good. How you doing? I was hoping to see you yesterday, but
I was hoping to be here, but I'm on a bit of a flood watch here. I live along the Mississippi River and decided that it'd be best I hang here because we've got major flooding occurring around us, and that was making me a little nervous to fly home.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, that's a good excuse. Next time.
Okay. I have been pardoned. Hey, you've got such a line of stuff coming out with the dive, the pulse unit, and you honored me a couple years ago in England there when you let us mess around with that Anfibio before it hit the market, and that was a lot of fun, and the knowledge and stuff that you impart and your guys, that was a good time, and I've been using that extensively, and I'm very impressed with the Anfibio, and it's a great machine, but I'm a little interested in your Simplexes coming out.
Oh my God, the Simplex. Sometimes, you know what I say to myself. I'm like, Dilek, you should shut up sometimes and not tell all these people about all these products coming out. Then, well, it's in the works. It's in the works. It's. We're trying to get it to the users by summer. We actually have I had a working unit in my hand yesterday at the hunt. We showed it to people. It's not a fully working unit, but we have 4 modes on it, 4 search modes, and 2 of them are working right now, and the engineers are working on the other 2. And then, once they're done with the other 2 modes, basically they're going to start testing it, and then we're going to start sending it to the testers out there. And then, so we're hoping to get it ready by summer, but you never know with the engineers, so I don't want to promise
because anything. I've already got a waiting list established.
No, don't take orders on this product, my God. Then you guys put a lot of pressure. You guys put a lot of pressure on us.
Yes, they're hitting me for it, and I was watching on. I'm not down by the computer right now, but there were people asking about that. They're really interested in this machine. Is there 3 models of that, Dilek?
3 models of the Simplex? Where did that come from? No, just one. Just one.
Okay.
We were thinking
about on that. You wouldn't believe. And I knew there was only one coming out this time, but I'll tell you what. Features packed in that already that everybody's talking about, and you guys, that's going to be right up in the old top of the line there for that particular price range.
Yeah, I mean, so let's put a stop to the rumors. Let me tell you guys what it is. Well, we thought of doing multiple units, but then we decided not to. So we're going to be releasing one version, and but it's going to be called Simplex Plus. There's going to be a plus sign next to it. Because it really has a lot of features. So the price point on it will be $299, and I hope we don't change this because then people are going to kill me because I really announce this price point everywhere. So I always tell my team, you cannot change it anymore. That's it. I announce it everywhere. So $299. What it is actually our first entry-level product. Okay? So it's a very light product, 2.9 pounds, has a very modern and sleek look to it. It folds down to a pretty good size, so it's pretty compact. And it doesn't have any text, any writing, on the screen. It's only icons. It has 4 different search modes. So we've got an all-metal mode, a 2-tone mode, a 3-tone mode. 2-tone mode is good for fields. 3-tone mode is good for parks, and we have a beach mode on it. And it's got vibration. It's got an LED flashlight at the back. It's I believe it's a 12 kilohertz unit, which is good for, it's a multi-purpose unit basically.
Right.
You can
Good
use it
general
for,
purpose.
yeah, exactly. And let me see. It has discrimination. It doesn't have any ground balancing. You don't need to ground balance the detector. It's auto tracking. It's not preset, but it's auto tracking. So all you need to do is turn it on and go. And it's so simple, and that's why we're calling it Simplex, yet it's still an excellent detector, okay? And, that's what it is. Oh, it's got built-in wireless. I'm sorry. I'm forgetting the most important features. It's got built-in wireless module, so it will work with our headphones, wireless headphones. And of course, it's waterproof up to 10 feet. So this is going to be the first waterproof entry-level detector on the market. So basically, I call it the unrivaled detector at this point, because right now, with all these features at this price point, we don't really have competition.
Yeah, I would say
Well,
that's a very apt statement.
Let me tell you. Sorry.
No, go ahead, Chuck.
I lost you for a second.
Oh.
I just said this has a lot of interest at this point, and it's going to be fun to give it a whirl when it does get out. And like I said, I already have a waiting list on that.
Okay, very good. I mean, a lot of pressure on me now. Okay, I have to go push the engineers. I have to push my team and tell them to, finish it up as soon as possible. That the customers are waiting. But the most important thing is to get it right. Okay, and
that's right.
we're not gonna rush it. But I mean, I'm hoping we should have it by summer if everything goes well.
Excellent.
Nice. Right in the thick of the water hunting season. That's great.
That's excellent.
Yep.
That's just what we need to hear, and you stay up on that stuff pretty hard, and you're a good promoter, Dilek, of some pretty good equipment. I've found it to be good, and the biggest plus that you guys did recently was get a service center here in the United States.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. Yes. I mean, I've been wanting to do that. We've been wanting to do that, but it was about finding the right person, and believe me, I mean, we've been servicing. I mean, guys, we've been servicing customers directly from Turkey, which was a big task for us too, with the time difference and everything, and with, shipping parts and shipping devices all the way from Turkey to America. So it wasn't easy on us too, but we really never turned down any customer. But it was a big cost factor for us. Imagine, somebody contacts us for a very small issue, such as, I don't know what it is, even if it's a trigger switch, for God's sake, we have to send them like complete, system boxes, which actually, I mean, of course the end users didn't mind that, and they were so happy. But again, it was hard on us too, but for many other customers, they were so worried. I think it was like it was a showstopper for them, for us not having a service center in the United States, because I was reading many comments online, saying that they would like to buy a Nokta Makro machine, but they don't want to, and they're kind of worried because we don't have a service center. So now that kind of like puts, I believe, brings a comfort level, in terms of their purchasing decision when it comes to our detectors.
I think so, yes.
You are correct, and you've got a good guy in there doing it, Mr. Van Boone, down at North Georgia Detectors, and I know Van. He's a good friend, and he'll do a good job.
Yeah, I'm sure he will. He is already. So, and And to be honest with you, we'll see how it goes. And I don't mind saying this, and I even shared this with Van too. I mean, we're starting with one, and we'll see how it goes. Let's say if we get to a point where we need a second one on the West Coast or something, we'll consider that too. But for now, I think one will be enough. And because, I mean, to be honest with you, we don't really have big failure rates or anything, thank God, on our devices. So we should be good for now.
Good. I tried to get Van to call in tonight. I didn't see him check in on there. I don't know if he's busy or what's going on, but spread the word a little bit and make sure everybody knows this is going on. I mean, that's a big plus, and that helps all of us as your dealers move the product. Sure.
Chuck, by the way, when you got on the call, we were about to ask you about the Anfibio experience, and you suddenly changed the subject to Simplex.
Back to the Anfibio. I'm sorry. That's some of the questions I was seeing online. I generally try to pass them along because I don't know if you can see what's being typed in all the time. And you've got a half a dozen people that want to be your field tester.
I know, I get so many of those emails, messages, and I'm sorry, guys. I wish you could all be our testers, but then we will have no customers. But let me tell you this. I never said this before, but I will say it now for the first time on this show. I will be working on putting a USA team together. Nice. And we're going to do it for Europe, and we're going to do it for USA, and we're going to get some forms up on our website, Facebook page, whatever, for people to fill out and apply for if they're interested in becoming a Nokta Makro team, USA team. So that's something that, they can apply for. And, of course, I mean, it's not going to be a team of like 100 people or something. It's just going to be a bunch of people. But, yeah, I mean, maybe...
Of you saying you want to be a field tester, now you got an opportunity there through the web, and you can put your name in the hat, and maybe you'll get to be out there doing them.
You never know.
Yep. So it's not ready yet. By the way, I'm working on the format and how we're going to announce this, the name of the group, and some application forms, questions. But yeah, so it's going to be out there hopefully in a few weeks or before summer at least. And yeah, that should be an interesting opportunity for people who want to use our products and stuff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Definitely. So you were saying, Chuck, as far as your experience with the Anfibio?
Oh, I've had just a great time with it. I started last fall with it, and I started working at an old courthouse, and I started, feeling through which way I wanted to be, whether it was 2-tone, 3-tone, 4-tone, how to set it up, working through that, and then I was hitting some silver. I got barbers. I got nickels. I was working, there was a few things. I'm learning what it's telling me, and I moved on with that. And then this spring, of course, winter came in with a vengeance here and kind of shut us down. And then just the other day I went out and I thought, I'm going to go to a spot, and I talked to you about this, that I knew it was heavily trashed, but there's still a lot of coins available there, especially old ones, and bang, I hit an 1892 Barber quarter with it, and a Merc, and some of the heaviest junk you can imagine, and I've run a lot of different machines over it. That's not saying I didn't miss it, but from before, but it sure picked it out of the heavy trash, and I was very excited with that. I used it some today, got some silver today, just out learning so I can, when people buy things, I want to know ahead of time to give them some pointers and tips to get started up and get out there and go.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's what we've been seeing with the last couple of years with detectors. They're faster, they're better at unmasking and things of that nature. So we are winning out there in the environments like that, and it doesn't hurt that we know a few people too that we can refer them on to as well, like Darnell Williams.
Oh yeah, Darnell was on a week ago with us. Hello World. And I've been watching some of his videos, and he runs a particular pattern. He likes, I think, the 3-tone. I've been running the 4-tone. I talked with Van. He was running 2-tone, moved to 3-tone. I mean, we're all feeling out our different areas. Every area is a little different. Soil composition and what's going on. And I went through the 2, the 3, the 4-tone. I've run the 5-tone, and I've settled back to the 4-tone in this area because it seems to me that it fits it best.
There you go. That's what's working well for you in your area, and I'm sure it'll work for others too in other areas. They just got to feel it out and get themselves some time with the machine to acclimate to it, and I'm sure they'll do well with it. We've seen too many other people doing well with it.
I like pictures of it, and it's Dilek, you guys build a good unit there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. I think we did. I don't want to brag about it, but I will. I'm here because I'm getting so many email messages from people from all around the world saying, let's say they've been using, this machine, that machine, and now they're not anymore, and they're using the Anfibio, and they're finding stuff that they missed with the other detectors, and that the Anfibio is so deep. That's what I'm hearing, that everybody's saying that it's so deeper, and it is true. It's a deep machine, and that's why maybe it's a little, our machines in general are pretty aggressive machines. They're high-gain machines, and sometimes that's why certain users say that it's not really for them. I think I'm going to say this, that we make machines for not more experienced, I would say, but for people, how to say this? I mean, what's the right word? Who prefer maybe more, not like very quiet machines, but where they don't really mind listening to some chatter if they have to. But then again, I always tell people, you don't really have to crank up the sensitivity on our machines so much. They're high gain already. I mean, our factory default of sensitivity is like 70 when we ship them out. But people, I guess, are so used to crank the sensitivity up to, let's say, 99 on other machines that that's the first thing they do on my machine. And they're like, oh my God, this is chattery. And we tell them, you don't have to. You're not going to lose so much depth. Put the sensitivity down and it's going to be fine. And our devices have their own language, so to say, if you know what I mean. And once you understand what it's telling you, you love it. I'm telling you, and you're really gonna find stuff that you have missed before. It's guaranteed.
I would say so. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it seems to be great at unmasking. We've seen it time and time again in Darnell's videos, and Chuck's even seeing that some himself in his use with it as well.
Now we got some questions, and one of them was, how does it do in highly mineralized ground? Well, they've been using that out east more. Van's been using that out there, and we talk back and forth on what we're seeing, and he has been using it, and it is a heck of a relic machine in hot soil.
Yes, that's what I've heard, especially in terms of coin or relic hunting. It's performing quite well in the mineralized areas.
So, it's finding its way in, as we've always talked, Josh, into that 4 or 5 product area in that type of price range where it's done so well. It's right in that group with the other competitors. I think it's kind of coming up toward the top on some things.
I think so too, and that's the great thing that we're seeing with Nokta Makro is that they're putting good quality machines packed with performance and features at a very, very competitive price level. especially with
Yes,
the PulseDive, the Simplex. I mean, that Simplex, that sounds like a very intriguing machine. I mean, how can you get it any easier and at that price point and still have those features like that? It's simplicity at its finest.
Yes.
Yep. And guys, let me tell you, the Simplex, like I said, it's going to be our first entry-level detector. I don't know if we're going to have more, in the pipeline or not. But actually, I mean, I say this all the time, but what's entry-level about it is going to be its price only. If you look at all these features that's coming with the detector, it's not, it doesn't really sound like an entry-level detector. But yet, then again, I mean, I don't want to mislead people either. I mean, of course, it's not an Anfibio either. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's
right, like, apples and oranges, kind of.
Yeah, I mean, Anfibio offers a lot of things, I mean, from its mechanical, from its design to its, everything, to all the settings it has. Like, you can do a lot with the Anfibio. I mean, I'm sure even some of the users are not familiar with some of the settings we have in there. I'm sure many users maybe have not even used some of the settings we put into that machine. Actually, you can really customize that machine to a great extent. But of course, Simplex will not have all these settings or any of that. But I think for the price point it's at, it's going to be a very, very it's going to be a great value. And but then again, depth-wise, and I'm going to underline this, depth-wise, guys, it's not going to be like an entry-level detector. It's still going to offer you the depth you need. So I would say it's a detector with high-end features at an entry-level device.
You're right, exactly. Yeah. I mean, some of these features that you're seeing, you don't normally see in that price range. You don't normally see that until you get into a higher price range. So that's great to see.
Yep.
Well,
go ahead, Chuck. I was going to say, I thought you had something to add there.
Oh, I'm sorry. I call was coming in. I just ignored it. With what we've got going on out there, we're winning. All of us that are into the field and hunting and all the different machines out there that are in this big race right now, it's a win-win. But I recommend to everybody out there in making your decisions on what you're going to get with a reputable dealer. Sit down with them and have them explain to you the differences that they're seeing and what might best fit you. But these items, these detectors that are there right now, there's so much that's being put into them. So it's good to sit and make a informed decision.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would have to agree. And they've got to find what works for them.
And I'm going to give a shout out. I see Jesse Pritchard got on. And
nice.
He was and I think he still got it. He was a racer user. He liked it. Yep. So, he got them from me, and then there's quite a few racers around here, and I've had a couple of them. I don't know about the racers. I liked it, what the reasoning is, but I found quite a few gold rings with that machine.
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Chuck, racer, I don't know, like, you're not going to believe this, but we still sell tons of racer tools in Europe. I mean, after the Cruiser and the Anfibio, the sales of the racer have kind of like slowed down, of course, in America, but in Europe, they're still a very, very good seller.
I can see that because they, it took a little bit to grasp it for me because I use so many, and then to come back and jump into that and try to get a good understanding. But once I got it and I could show people, it's a good machine.
Yeah. Yeah, and the price point on it right now, the suggested price point on the Racer 2 is $499, and with our new map policy, take 15% off of that. It's going to be even more competitive now in America too. So for people who do not really want an expensive detector, I would say relatively expensive, like a Anfibio or whatever, Ray still offers a lot of features at that price point.
A lot of features, and like I said, we're going back to that whole thing. All these detectors with what you guys are building into them, we're winning. I wished I would have had these 35 years ago. I'm here to tell you, my God, I just left nothing behind for anybody.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you were out there with it.
I'd have tore it up. I'm here to tell you, but Dilek, you guys make a great product, and you're making the right moves to get in up here a little better, and that helps me as a dealer, and it helps our customers get a better grasp and a better machine, and I'm very happy to say that I'm a dealer for you guys, and you've made all the right moves. You've straightened the brothers out and got them running right.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, Chuck. Really, thank you so much.
And
by the way, I'm seeing some messages here. I just saw some messages about the headphones. Well, I have to scroll down to read them again, but somebody was asking, if the Simplex was going to come with the headphones, I guess. I don't know if I read this correctly, but no, unfortunately, you want to know, and unfortunately, no, they're not going to come with headphones. Not at that price point, not the wireless headphones. But I've been asked if we could do a package with the wireless headphones, and so many people are asking this. So I'm gonna discuss this with my team when I go back to see, if we can bundle it with the wireless headphones or not. Okay. I cannot promise you anything right now, but I'll look into it. Okay.
Very good.
Very good.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
Yeah, somebody even wrote here. Neil wrote the price. Simplex with headset for $320.
Yeah,
okay.
don't know that we'll be able to hit that, but wow.
Well, I've got them stirred up. They're giving me grief about Chuck Swath across America back 35, 40. I actually started almost 45 years ago, and it's been a lot of fun. I found a lot of stuff, and Bill Hayes, he's saying the same thing. What if we could have had it back then? But anyway, it's moved forward. It's growing in leaps and bounds now. So I encourage any of you guys with questions, call in and talk with Dilek, and we'll have and she'll have the answers for you. That's for sure. And I'm hoping to be able to cross paths with her at a hunt again. I'd like to see her come to the Illinois-Iowa hunt that we're planning next summer. And Brother Jesse will be there. I know he will be, and we'll be back on board. And we do about the same format. And in fact, the Mark Hoover copied our format of the hunt quite a bit. The one you were at yesterday, and we're going to do that up here in Galesburg, Illinois. I believe it's going to be Galesburg next year, about June, Dilek, and I would love to have you come and set up shop.
Wow, I would love to. You said June next year?
Yep, June of next year. We're going to do some planning. We're going to try and get kind of the same good group of people in, and people you want to see. And we have a meet and greet on Friday night, and we're just putting that into gear. We canceled this year. Our hunt master, he's got some other things that he's got to work on, and we'll be ready to have him back next year, and we'll get it going.
You know what? I should just move back to America. To be honest with you. For me to attend all these, hunts, across the country, I might as well just move back here and just attend them all. It's not a bad idea when I think of that.
I'll be talking to you more on that, and we'll get it set up, because I mean Mine Lab, I don't know how many will be there, but we're working on it, and just like you said earlier, competition's great, and we'll see what you got new at that time. You might have something else that you're not talking to us about yet.
Hey, you never know. They've been keeping us on our toes.
That's right. I'm trying to get something else out of her, but I don't know if she's going to talk to me.
No, but you know what, Chuck? I mean, come on. I mean, I'm sure you watched my presentations, and you know, I say everything. I mean, seriously, I think we're the only company that really shares all their product roadmap and what's coming, what's in the pipeline. And I think sometimes I seriously think that I talk too much sometimes, that I should keep some of that to ourselves. But it's just and I said this before, it's just, we don't really we don't treat our product plans like they're Pentagon secrets. I keep on saying this, but it's true. I mean, there's certain things that we keep to ourselves, of course, but it's very minimal. And the reason for that is it's just we share these, and then we see what the reaction will be, if we're on the right path or not. You know what I'm trying to say? So, I mean, we say, okay, this is what we're working on, this is what we want to do, this is the product we're going to release, and then, people react to it in certain way, and that makes us, decide whether we're on the right track or not, if you know what I'm trying to say. So, I mean, I don't know what else to tell you, but, the Simplex, that we're working on a simultaneous multi-frequency device. We made this announcement publicly in September, and actually we put a form on our website. It was up there for many months for people to fill in, to give their suggestions and feedback on what kind of a simultaneous multi-frequency detector that they want to see, and also suggest a name for it. And believe me, thousands and thousands entries were made. And poor me, I had to read through them all. Seriously, one by one. And you know what? I was the one who came up with this idea. Putting a form up there and getting their suggestions and feedback. And as I was reading through those thousands of entries, I go to myself, stupid Dilek, why did you suggest such a thing? Why did you have to come up with such an idea? But then again, I'm joking. It's just, I went through the whole list, and I had to highlight the important ones or the unique ones, because there were many entries such as make it waterproof. I'm okay, yeah, I mean, we're not going to go backwards now. Of course we're going to make it waterproof. So, but anything that's unique, anything that, that sounds interesting, I highlighted it, and, then I sat down with my engineers, and, we had hours of discussion if it could be done or not. And, then, I gave them a long list to work on, and that's what they're working on right now.
Hey, I'm going to put a shout out. Hello, Van Boom. Why don't you call in and talk to us? He's up online here with us. Somebody put the number up for me, would you? And so Van can give us a call and chat about his connection now with the Nokta Makro and doing that stuff. I'm sure he's got more to add, Dilek.
Yeah, I guess if he wants to try to call in, if I can snag his number, we can make sure to work him in and see what he's got to say.
Back out and let Van get on there if it needs to be, and see if he put a post up. So I'm putting a shout out to him. And what's the number here? 419-549-5744. ORH just put it up.
Yeah, Bill's pretty quick with that.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So I'm going to back out. Maybe Van will call in for us, and he can explain being the service center a little bit. So you guys all got a feel for the man doing the work. He's one of my good best friends. I've had some great times with him. We've hunted all over the eastern side of the country, and he's a lot of fun. But he knows his stuff, folks.
Right.
Yes, he does.
Well, and that's why he's a good one to have in the corner there.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. So, anyway. Oh, Frank's on, too. Hello, D.A. Frank.
Uh-oh.
So, I'll get out of here. Dilek's been a pleasure. I'll be messaging you. We need to talk about a couple things that we talked about before, and get some stuff done.
It was a pleasure. I wish I met you yesterday, but hey, next time, thank you so much. And just message me and we'll talk.
Well, it's a big thank you to you for putting out pretty good, excellent equipment. Not pretty good, excellent equipment. We like that.
Oh, thank you, Chuck. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Bye-bye. Talk to you later, Josh.
Yeah, we'll see you, Chuck. Thanks for the call.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Oh, Frank is here, too.
Oh, yeah.
Frank, what are you doing here? Frank, I'll be on your show tomorrow night. What are you doing here? You couldn't wait?
Right, and for those following, yes, it is kind of a twofer because they'll be able to tune in and get to hear the wonders of Nokta Makro again tomorrow on the Detect America live stream, as well as the Facebook Go Lives that they do.
Yep. And you know what? Now I feel sorry for Frank. Now he has to come up with different questions for me, right, Frank?
Yeah. Nice. It looks like I've got Van Boone trying to call in, but so far I can't seem to snag his number for some reason.
Yeah, he says I tried to call. That's what he wrote.
Yeah.
Chuck says he will call back.
Yeah, I'm working on trying to see what's going on here. Why that's causing
Okay, so while you're working on that, I'll talk. I love talking anyway. So what was I saying? Oh, simultaneous frequency detector. Everybody keeps on asking about this. Guys, I said it so many times before. I'll say it again. We are working on a simultaneous multi-frequency detector. We're working on it just because you guys are asking for it. And this is the truth, okay? Because as a manufacturer, I'll tell you this. Simultaneous multi-frequency detector has its own advantages and disadvantages versus single frequency. But since so many people are asking for it, we're going to do it and we're going to give it to you guys. But we don't want to have just another simultaneous frequency unit out there. And that is the truth. So we're working on a unit that's going to have something more to it. And this is why it's taking longer, and it's going to take longer. It's not coming anytime soon, by the way. I don't really have a launch date on it, and it's in the works. So in like a couple of weeks, I have another meeting with the engineers to see where they stand in terms of the development. And and this is all I know so far.
Your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Well, that's interesting. Not sure what happened there.
Was that Ben's answering machine?
Yeah. I'm trying to work on this. I got a few things going on my screen all of a sudden here, and I'm not real sure where they all popped up from.
Really? Okay, so I'll take over the show.
Yeah, I'm not.
While we're waiting, does anybody want to ask me any questions? Listeners, I'm reading all your messages right now, so if you want to ask me anything, now is the time, because Josh is busy with his screen.
Right. Well, it sounds like they're very interested in the in the Simplex and definitely the wireless headphones, which I guess is another a good question from some of the other manufacturers, some of the different designs and models that we've seen from them. Some of them are providing online updates. Is that something that Nokta has given any thought to?
Well, we already provide online updates for our, since the Impact. Impact is updatable, Cruiser is, Anfibio is, so yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah. I mean, we listen. I mean, we don't really publish updates just to have updates. To me, I mean, here's the thing. To me, an update is, when would you really give an update to people? Either you have a bug. This is the truth. You want to fix something, okay? And or people want some improvements or advancements, and that's what you give to them. But we really do updates based on customer feedbacks and customer inputs, and we give a couple of them on the cruiser, totally based on, reports and feedbacks. And so far, Anfibio, nobody really asked for anything, to be honest with you.
Hello.
Nice. And I think we do finally have that straightened out, and we've got Van Boone on with us now.
Then.
Hey.
There we go. There he is. Okay.
Yeah, can you hear me? I'm in kind of a bad area, so I'm not. My phone coverage is kind of in and out, kind of sketchy. But I've been able to hear the whole show, so.
Okay. Well, glad to see we finally got you there.
Yeah, it's good to be on. Hi, Dilek.
Hi, Ben. How are you?
I'm good.
Long time no talk.
Yeah, that's right. It's been a great show, guys. It's been a really good show.
Nice.
Lots of good information. Chuck, somebody said Chuck was using the old crowbar trying to pry out all the information.
I didn't hear Ben very clearly, though.
Yeah,
Can you not hear me?
There you go. Now you're
I
a little
hear you,
clearer.
but not very clearly.
Okay. Yeah, like I said, I'm in kind of a bad area for phone coverage.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely, it's kind of in and out. We'll see here.
Is that any better?
How's that?
Then?
Yeah. Is that better? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay.
So how is my service center going? How is my service center going? You know what I just realized? I keep on saying my. Everybody will think that this is my company or something. Guys, don't get me wrong. I don't own Nokta Makro. It's just like, I feel like, I've been working there for the past 10 years, and I feel like, it's my father's place or something, but I keep on saying but people are gonna get the wrong idea. I'm just the director of sales and marketing, guys. Okay, don't get me wrong when I say my. How is the service center going?
It's going great. Lots of good interaction. I've been getting a lot of phone calls from a lot of people all over the country.
You know what?
We have been able to.
I have to interrupt you. It's not good when a service center says, I've been getting a lot of calls.
Well, but they're not all service calls. A lot of people call them to
I know. I'm just joking.
Yeah, a lot of good interaction. We have been able to help some folks out with some minor issues with their equipment. Some of it, a lot of the calls is just helping somebody out. Helping them pair their headphones to their machine, or just something that they don't quite understand or can't get. And I've been able to help a lot of people like that just over the phone. So it's been really good so far.
Good.
Well, did you have anything else to add to that, Van?
Well, I mean, not really. It's been covered pretty well, but we are here. We're here to help on any of the issues that you might have. You can give me a call. I'll get the phone number here in just a second. But we've got the phones up and running. Got the email that you can email me on, and if you have any issues, then we'll get you straightened out. If I can't handle it or need some help, I can get with Dilek and
they're always right on the ball, and it's been a really good thing. Nokta Macro has been just great to work with. So yeah, it's a win, like Chuck was saying. It's a win for everybody.
Absolutely, I would have to agree. And yeah, absolutely. Make sure and give out your information on where people can find you, the whole North Georgia detectors and the contact points.
Yeah, well, they can the service center, the phone number, if you guys want to write it down, is 706-619-2601. And that'll ring right on my phone, and I'm the only one that answers the calls. So it'll come straight to me. And if you have any questions on how to get something repaired or just how to get something running, if you're having trouble, you can give me a call on that. If I don't answer, it's probably because I'm on another line, and just leave me a message, and I will call you back. And then also we've got an email where you can send me an email. It's service@noktamacrorepairs.com. And I see that. It comes straight to my email, and we can we'll get you hooked up and running just as quick as we can.
Nice. I like it. It sounds like you are definitely a hands-on kind of guy.
Yeah, I try to be. I handle all the calls, all the emails, and I try to get when something does happen or somebody has trouble, when they send me the machine, I try to get it out within just a day or two. So far, I've been able to have 1 or 2 or 3 day turnarounds on most things. If I've got the parts, it doesn't take long to change it out, and we'll get it right back in the mail, headed right back to you.
Well, I know Chuck and I have been talking about it for a while, and they definitely made a good choice going with you. So hats off to you, sir.
Well, I appreciate that.
Not a problem. Definitely. Who knows? We may be in contact.
Well, I'm here. So if you need me, I'm here. That's for everybody.
Awesome. Well, thanks for the call and keep up the good work. Definitely. Congratulations on being the U.S. Service Center for Nokta Macro.
Well, I appreciate it. Hoping for long success with that and moving on with bigger and better things. So we'll keep going. It's great so far.
Awesome. That's what we like to hear.
Thank you, Van. I'll give you a call before I leave the States, okay?
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys, I'm gonna jump off here because I'm getting in a little bit worse area, but I just wanted to get on and say hi to everybody. And like I said, anybody has any issues or any trouble, just give me a call.
There you go. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Well, there you go. Van Boone from the Service Center. Nice. And it does. It sounds like he's definitely energetic, on the ball, ready to go, hands-on kind of guy. I'm sure you guys made a excellent choice going with him.
Yeah, I think we did. And he's very disciplined. He's very detailed, very disciplined. Yeah.
Absolutely. And I guess with Frank and Detect America listening in, they're probably going, man, we got to have something to work with here. Come on, throw us a bone, cut us a little bit of slack, we got our show coming too. So we should probably think about rolling out of here. We've had you on for quite some time, but we hope everyone else has enjoyed the show. Before we go, though, maybe we should go ahead and make an announcement.
Yes. Go ahead. You do it.
Okay. Well, for those that were seeing the promo, we did mention that people listening may have a bit of a surprise. Rather than to try to do it during the live show, make sure and follow the Nokta Macro page on Facebook, the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook. Somewhere soon, we're going to be, basically tonight what we're doing is we're announcing the launch.
I'm sorry. Neil Roth, everyone gets a Simplex. I thought that's so funny. Go ahead. I'm so sorry.
Gotta love them. So soon, we're announcing tonight that keep an eye out. soon we're announcing the launch of a contest where somebody is going to walk away with a dive pulse unit. Nice unit.
Dive.
The PulseDive. I got it backwards there. Nice unit. You heard about it on the show. The 2-in-1. You've got the pinpointer. You've got the hard shell carry case, rechargeable. Very, very cool idea. Now, who wouldn't like a chance to walk away with one of those? So you're going to have to stay tuned to the pages. Who knows where it's going to pop up or when, but it's coming. And tomorrow, if you're tuning in for Detect America, you should be, because you're going to have another great opportunity over there as well, that if you've been following Frank and Detect America, you already know what's going on. If you haven't been, well, you're going to have to tune in and find out. That's all I can say. You know, we'll let them, we'll let them let that cat out of the bag.
Yep.
So,
good idea.
For everyone else, it has been an absolute pleasure getting to speak with you and hear about Nokta Makro. Hang in there with me for a few minutes and we'll get on out of here. So for everyone else, if you enjoyed the show, make sure and hit that like on the way out. You can follow us here on Spreaker, many of the other wonderful podcast distribution services, and even the YouTube channel here has of recently. We have been carrying archived episodes over there as well. Until the next time, we should probably go. We've had her on for quite some time. Tune in, check her out tomorrow night on Detect America.
Thank you.
And we'll catch everyone else on the pages. Have a wonderful evening, folks.
Thank you, Josh.
Thank you.
Josh. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Hang in there with me for a few minutes and we'll get out of here. Have a wonderful evening, folks, and we'll catch you on the pages.